The steps for a large employer, the Apprenticeship Service Account. There are a number of steps to take in order for you to be able to take on an apprentice. As a large employer, you will need to register for an Apprenticeship Service Account. You will need this account to receive apprenticeship service funds, manage your apprentice, and pay the training provider. Within the account, there is also the facility to stop or pause payments to training providers. It does not take long to set up an account, but you will require some information to hand. So before you start, it would be worthwhile watching the following video from the Education and Skills Funding Agency.
Welcome to this video covering what information you need to set up an apprenticeship service account and who you need to involve. You can set up an apprenticeship service account if your organisation pays the apprenticeship levy and you want to manage your apprenticeship funds or send a transfer, or you have arranged to receive a transfer from a levy-paying employer. To set up your account, you need some key information, and it is important you have this before you start the registration process. First of all, you need your organisation's Government Gateway user ID and password. This ID lets you access many government services that are found on gov.uk, and it is likely the people responsible for your organisation's payroll have access to it, as they use it when they submit PAYE information to HMRC each month. If you pay the apprenticeship levy, your organisation's gateway details are used to identify the PAYE schemes that are connected to your organisation. These details will allow you to add PAYE schemes to your account and access your apprenticeship funds. If you're setting up an account to receive a transfer, your organisation's gateway ID will allow us to verify your organisation's details. It also allows us to check that apprentices added and funded through your account relate to the PAYE schemes linked to your account. As the Gateway ID allows access to sensitive information, it's important you understand that we do not record your Gateway credentials and will not display any payroll details. We only use this information so the apprenticeship service can interact with HMRC systems to check that we have the right information for each account. If you have more than one PAYE scheme, you can add it to the account later on. You will need the Gateway credentials for each PAYE scheme that you add. It might take you some time to find out who has these details, so please remember to get this information in advance of when you want to register. If you manage an organisation's Gateway ID, please be aware that individual or agent Gateway login details won't work. They don't provide the level of access the apprenticeship service needs to gather relevant information from HMRC. Only the organisation's ID provides the information needed. If you don't have access to these details, speak to the individual that does. They could set up the account on your behalf, then add you as an account user to manage it on a day-to-day basis. If you need new organisation gateway details, you need to speak to HMRC on 0300 200 3 600. Please allow plenty of time for new details to be sent to you. To register, you need your company's house or charity number. If your organisation is exempt from having such a number, you will be able to manually input your organisation's details directly onto the service. These details need to be a legally recognised organisation that has the capacity to sign an employer agreement with the Education and Skills Funding Agency once your apprenticeship account has been created. This will be the same details used on the contract for service you will have with your training provider, enabling them to deliver the training for your organisation. You can add additional connected organisations after your account is created. Finally, you need to think about who will access your account. You need individuals that can add apprenticeships, manage payments to training providers, and sign legal agreements. The account gives you the flexibility to add multiple users, with different access levels to complete different tasks. Our guidance, called Register and Use the Apprenticeship Service, on gov.uk, provides simple instructions on how to register. If you're having trouble registering, then contact the National Apprenticeship Service for advice on 08000 150 600. To keep up to date with the latest news about the Apprenticeship Service, read our blog, and follow us on Twitter at ESFA Digital. Also check out our ESFA YouTube page for additional support videos. Many thanks for listening.